All right, you guys can see my browser, right? You got my browser?
Yep, we see
All right.
Decentraland.
Cool, as you should. It looks so super cool. Next gen graphics. It's like you're really there. It's amazing. So tonight we're going to talk about Decentraland, right? And the two tokens that make it up, which is land tokens and mana. Mana is probably the one you're more interested in. That's the one you can trade. It's the one that's done something like a 10,000% change over the last year, 10, 11, 12,000%. And Mike's going to pop in at some point and show us some charts on it so we can see. If you're not wanting to hang out in the metaverse with me, you can absolutely just trade this bad boy. I've done my own kind of analysis on the charts. I personally think that we could see $1 mana within the next year, which would be great.
Buck to $1.50. Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see it because then I will buy a whole bunch of it, because I think if this takes off the way that it should, in comparison to games like Axie Infinity, which have been out for quite some time, the Decentraland blew up pretty quick, right? And they're getting some great backing. They're getting a lot of hype. More important, I think this is just kind of be like the future of gaming. And while Axie is cool in what it's doing, because it can boast some big numbers on the NFTs that you can make there, there's so much more to do in Decentraland, and it's DAO, right? So the community votes on what happens. And I think that's probably going to be key to the longevity of some of these games. Because without it, then people, you're always going to have the people that are going to be critics, and they're going to be like, well, you should do this or you should do that. But because it's now run, I think from the time that it launched, it doesn't have a roadmap, right? So it launched to the public February 2020, and they run a decentralized autonomous organization, right? That's how it's driven. So the community votes on what happens in the game. There's no one person coming in or organization coming in saying this is how it's going to be. Everyone gets a say, and maybe it's not the say that you wanted, but if you're within the majority, the majority, depending on where you're from in the States, you can see actual change, and it's cool. So they got that going for them. I think when they what was it recently, tokens.com, I have to double check that. Tokens.com, I think they're a metaverse group. They just bought a plot of land in game for 600,000 mana, something like 2.4 million. And so early adopters of the game who scooped that land up, and I know at the time there were people being like, oh my god, $1,000 for a plot of land, that's crazy. Who's crazy now? Who is crazy now? I think this is we talked about it last week. We were discussing Top Shots and NBA Top Shots, as well as Autograph.io, and like the future of trading cards, and how digital collections are going to just be the thing. More I think of today, kids in today's generation, they're going to be looking for that online collection. I don't think that the paper cards are going to last too much longer, which is a great thing, because that just makes those things worth a whole lot more in the future to the right retirees. But until then, I think everything's headed to the virtual world. So we're going to cover Decentraland. I guess we'll just kind of dive right in. I have not made an account yet, mainly because I wanted to experience it with the VR headset, and I just haven't gotten around to getting one. But we'll kind of review what it is, what it does, see if I can't sign up real quick just to get us in there. And then we'll check out the chart. Mike's got some great analysis on it. He's going to share with us. If you are looking to trade mana, I think it's looking pretty juicy. I mean, a lot of things are looking juicy. Give it a little bit more time, I think. But a lot of people who are going to hop into the hype at the moment, because you got to understand there's two things going on here. There is the please buy me, donate. I'll send you my address. You guys can send me some Ethereum. No, don't do that. I don't want to pay the gas fee. So I think that in combination with, the availability of today's generation of children sitting at home a lot. So take that factor in. They're sitting at home. We still got COVID rolling around. A lot of people are looking to interact, but online. And then you mix that with just the technology that's popping up. I think that's just kind of future. So let's dive in. Decentraland. So if you're not familiar with Decentraland, the reason we're talking about this is because Mana, everyone's looking at Mana, the coin, as far as trading it, right? I think technically it's a token, but we won't coin token. Okay, interchangeable. Mana is the currency that is used inside of Decentraland. So we're looking at the screen over here. It is a virtual world owned by the users, and that's what they're touting. It's the first one owned by the users, but what it is it is a virtual, call it a virtual world, right? And the users, the players who are in this, everything in the game essentially can cost something, right? So people buy the plots of land. On that land, you can build a digital building. You can charge people to enter your digital building. You can make digital games, and they're actually really good.